What do you say? Like, yo, what up? Welcome to the Let's Get Deeper. We talk about deep. Today we're talking about Josh's deep.
Oh God. Oh God. Are we though?
Hi Josh.
Hello, and who are you?
I'm the Brandon, and I'm going to talk to Josh about Josh's deep.
Are you? I thought, well, maybe this is just a monologue.
Nope, this is Josh's deep.
I'm fairly sure it's your monologue.
I'm fairly sure this is an episode that's called Josh's Deep.
I'm not calling it that.
What do you mean? I think we'll get so many listens if you called it Josh's Deep.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm just saying. I'm not, I'm not our marketing guy, but...
I mean, you've tried to be.
I just really think
to relative success.
You know, it'd work. You know?
Will it?
Yeah. I think the fans are waiting for an episode called Josh's Deep.
Oh, God.
Anyways.
Wait, is that the actual intro?
Did you want it to be?
I mean, God. I don't think I do. I don't care.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Get Deeper. That's it. That's just the whole episode.
Oh. This bitch. What if I name your episode This Bitch Part 1 and mine is This Bitch Part 2?
Mine has no context. You can't do that. There's no payoff in my episode. You can't do that.
So
whereas you could definitely call this episode Josh's Deep, and they'd get the payoff in like the first couple of minutes, you know? Anyways, today we're diving a bit deeper into the life of co-host, founder, the guy who does most of the work, Josh.
I love how you strayed away from using the word daddy.
Yeah, we're a classy establishment here.
Are we?
Yeah, we're classy. We do like,
Do you remember our Christmas
water,
episode?
You know, water. We put a lime in it as though it does anything.
It flavors it just.
Lies.
So what is lies, Brandon?
It's like that dumb joke where they're like, a LaCroix is like, you're taking a sip of water while someone is also in the next room squeezing a lime, and that's a lime flavored LaCroix. That's what lime water is. That's exactly it. Lime water does nothing. It's like you drink the water while someone yells lime at you. That's lime water. That's how much it tastes like lime.
And this episode is sponsored by La Croix. Or as the LA basics call it, LaCroix.
Yeah. Anyways, as I did say somewhere, this episode we're talking about Josh's Deep. And I think this season of Let's Get Deepers are mostly reflective of the year that just passed, because the first season of Let's Get Deeper was really like, our life, our philosophy.
Getting to know us.
Getting to know us. Now it's like getting to know the past 365 days of us.
Yeah.
And then next time we'll do like maybe a month. We'll record another season in a month. And then
it's just a regular show.
And then just every day.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be like, tell me in excruciating detail what happened today, Josh.
Oh, we're getting to very interesting like audio journaling, which I am not even gonna consider even attempting. But hey, you know, that could be a good, like, scripted podcast idea. Oh, we shouldn't be
Anyways.
pitching stuff. We should actually be doing something.
I think we should maybe start with, like, a brief Josh introduction from Josh.
What do the listeners think they need to know?
Anything. Josh.
What do you mean anything?
Who is Josh?
Who is me?
Yeah.
God. How will we do this? As Brandon said, I am the one that does most of the work.
That's very
for
true.
this show and for every other fucking show that is on our brand.
That's very true.
Mostly, I think, yeah, and I tweet stuff on occasion and watch stuff on occasion, and if people may have listened to episodes that are just Brandon and I will know our brand fairly well, which is education, queer shit, sometimes food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's like
I feel like that's a
very Josh.
that's also very Brandon.
Anyways, this past year was a big year for you, Josh. If I recall correctly, and I might not, so you're gonna have to correct me on this if I'm incorrect. But
Well,
it's been 10 years since, was it your high school graduation?
As we're recording this, it would have been about 10 years since I graduated from high school, so that's a time.
What a time.
What a long time. And can I just say,
I just want you to know that's half my life.
shut up. Keep in mind, like, oh god, 2009. Oh my god, you were what grade?
10. I was 10 years old.
Yeah, but what year were you?
Like, 10 years, like, years 6,
Year
maybe?
4?
Year 5.
4 or 5. Oh
Yeah.
god.
Well,
Wow. Just wow. Can I just say, like, I think I'm very grateful that my batch did not decide to do a 10-year reunion. For many reasons, but it's you know, like, I think the year before me was one of the first to not have like a 10-year reunion thing, so it must just be like the start of people in sort of my age range where we were just like, it's 10 years, we have social media, we don't necessarily have to meet up again, you know, and relive high school trauma in its many forms. So yeah, it's been 10 years since I escaped high school. It would also be 7 years since I graduated from my first degree. Yes, and I never touched the industry that I was supposed to go into. How fun is that?
what even is undergrad?
How much hope am I instilling in people?
Who even does undergrad?
Who even? I have no idea. I just, you know. But yeah.
And I mean, to say, the Josh that we all know and love, very different from the Josh 10 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. 95%. Probably.
Wow, yeah, that's not even very.
I mean, you know, there are some things that don't change. Like, on occasion, social anxiety, which is always fun to deal with.
Love that.
And, oh, God. But yeah. I would say, like, me from 10 years ago is very different to me now, in a lot of ways. But Brandon, I'm not supposed to be doing like a 10-year reflection. I'm supposed to be reflecting on what happened this year. So, you know,
It's just very fortunate. Like, we had the milestone pop up, you know. I had to grab the
Yeah.
opportunity. No one else had a
Yeah.
10-year pop up this year.
well, not yet,
Well, it's 'cause
obviously.
Too young, Josh.
That's because you're old babies. That's because all of you are literal babies.
Then fine, we can talk about this past year. This past year has also been big in its own respects for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
You've continued with your postgrad.
Uh-huh.
How's
Survived
that
another
going?
year. You know, 2020 means my final year in this degree. And it will also mark 10 years since I've been in tertiary education, which is also a terrifying thing, because look at how much debt I've accrued over the past 10 years.
Can't have been that much.
I mean, it was semester 1 2019 that I officially surpassed 50,000.
Wait, that's nothing.
Yeah, that is nothing.
The fuck?
I'll put this in context. I was at university at a time when the subsidy had not dropped yet. So the subsidy only dropped, I believe, when I was in my research masters, which I didn't have to pay for. That was fully funded through project funding and whatnot. So yeah.
Wait.
Yes, my undergrad degree only cost me, if I recall correctly, just over $20,000.
Josh, this is nothing. Shut the fuck up. You don't get to complain about your debt.
This is. I'm not
This is
complaining
literally
about my debt.
like you don't get to call this. What the fuck?
I'm not complaining about debt. I fully acknowledge that I have. I'm very fortunate in, you know, in having had an education that was like ridiculously subsidized by the federal government.
Ridiculously.
Like in undergrad. So, you know, yeah, there's that. How do I feel about entering final year? Excited, just because all the stuff that I'm doing now basically leads up to this, and I am interacting with real life human beings, like from the public, and practicing my very unrefined counseling skills on, you know, vulnerable people, as many people who go on placement will do.
Exciting.
So exciting. It is exciting. But also, I guess, a little bit terrifying to be, you know, as many, and Brandon brought this up in his episode too, is like, graduating can be a daunting experience, but yeah. I think, yeah, and especially after you, like, especially as someone who graduated from their undergrad, faced, like, wasn't able to get a job within 6 months of graduating, so that's sort of like my main reason why I returned to postgrad study. But, like, after graduation, I hope that I will get a job somewhere, like within, you know, and we'll obviously expand into this. I may get a job at my university. I may get a job in, like, somewhere in the community. Or, you know, there's also the option of private practice, but for me, that's probably not an option I want to explore just yet. So, you know, there's that, and
I mean, it's not unfeasible that you will get a job after university.
yeah,
You've been doing a lot this year.
yes, that's true. That is very, very true. So, at the start of 2019, I started as basically what we call like a peer mentor, which is, and specifically like I'm attached to, a team that looks after all international students at the university. So I do like a lot of the orientation stuff, sessions with staff, and either by myself or with another peer mentor, and that's been exciting. I recently got back my Sem 2 certificate, so I did the math, and I did officially I've done about 165 hours of volunteer student work this year. And I am
just
almost, and I'm almost certain that I will like break 200 hours all of next year. So as one does, but again, I have a lot of privilege in that my degree allows me to have that much time to put to it. And also my current job description as being fun employed, which is not fun. But, it's getting to have an idea of what it could be like working in the field that I feel like I have grown to love, really. So, yeah, there's that.
Hey, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to note that I've been in university for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my hex is, like, basically 38,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. During my undergrad was like 1250 a subject. So actually it came out to less than 20,000.
God. I wish.
But then obviously when I started doing my postgrad, that shot up a bit because the subsidies dropped.
I wish.
You wish that the subsidies continued, yes.
No, I just wish I was old. No.
Somehow I doubt that. Somehow I doubt that, Brandon.
You don't know. I could want to be old.
And part of me wishes I was like younger. So equal exchange, Brandon, will both end up like 25.
Sick. That's exactly what I want. I guess a fair question to ask, because you did ask me, was there a piece of media, like a book, TV show, or movie, that really resonated with you this year?
What would I think the one that jumps out to me the most is The Farewell.
Ooh.
Yes. Did
you not consider that as a contender? I haven't seen it.
Oh, it was great. I think the main reason why I would say that is mostly this year, like in terms of what I've been sort of like learning and trying to adapt, is look at family dynamics, especially in an Asian context, not just that, like an Asian diasporic context, and seeing that story reflected in film, much like, I guess, Crazy Rich Asians was like, a satirical take on what life is like, for hideously rich people. In Singapore, but also having like bits of Asian diasporic stories as well. Yeah, The Farewell is a lot. I guess it kind of hits home as well. The fact that we lie to people to as a means of maintaining their happiness. There's a line from the film that says that people don't die from cancer, people die from the fear of dying from cancer. So it's and that's a very, like, you know, it's also kind of like a dark comedy in some ways, but it's maintaining that happiness in spite of what is truly happening. And for Aquafina's character trying to reconcile how she feels with all this internal conflict and seeing it manifest in her family is, I think that's kind of the main reason why it sort of stands out to me. What did you think, though, I was going to say?
I don't know.
That you thought that...
I didn't really have any sort of preconceived notion. I just didn't expect The Farewell. That wasn't even on my radar.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Forgot it existed.
Keep in mind, like, award season, they are nominated, so contentiously, it's been put into the foreign language film category, and people have thoughts about it. I would have liked to have seen more nominations for it, and you know, it's still one of those films that is though, you know, those pioneers bringing back Asian diasporic stories into mainstream. So, you know, we'll get there, but some of us do wish we got there faster in terms of recognition. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you're trying to feign interest and empathy.
I'm not feigning it. I'm interested, but in, like, sort of not in such a way that I can articulate any thoughts further than what you're presenting.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Kind of?
Fine, I'll kind of make sense.
Fine. God.
I guess if we want to really just draw the parallels back to my episode in my life, in my year's arc, there were sort of 3 main areas where I would say that I grew or developed.
Okay.
We've talked about one, professionally or in relation to education.
I guess.
Academically, professionally. I consider academics professional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's leading to a job. I'm not in academia for the sake of academia. I don't know if you are.
Yeah. There is an idea in my head that I may stick around and do a PhD in psychology, counseling psychology. So
wow.
We'll see if that eventuates. Hey, Brandon, you know what I'm going to research though, right? Intersections between mental health, queerness, and an Asian diasporic identity.
Oh, the intersectionality.
I
think that's an interesting intersection. I don't know. I'm just... Yeah.
Might add plus minus technology in that, so...
Yeah.
You know.
That'll be a lot of original research, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall there being a depth of knowledge or academia in that area.
There really is not. Like, even just Asian, Australian, like Asian immigrant stories in journal publications are few and far between. and it gets even rarer. It's like a white rhino, I guess. If I'm looking for stuff, particularly in mental health. So, there's a pretty sizable opportunity to be someone that actually actively contributes to the knowledge and put it out there for future psychology students.
Wow, I can't believe you're planning on making an impact to the world. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Who am I? What have I become? Oh, God. Who allowed me to...
God.
Who allowed me to become this person?
Anyways, you actually did literally bring up the one thing that I was gonna segue to.
Which was?
Well, let's just reconsider my nice little package of a segue where I was talking about the parallels to my life and what I talked about in my episode. How awkward if you decide to air this first.
Well, then it's a good foreshadowing, right? What if I drop these on the same day?
No. Like, in what world would you... Like, why?
I don't know.
Ugh. Anyways. So we talked about academia, professional-ish life.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've talked about, Asianness. I feel like you're already quite well-versed in writing and thinking about the experiences of Asian diasporic communities. Whereas I think, perhaps I've started to become more comfortable in that space, and you're furthering your reach. And then the third one, can you guess? Come on. I'm only 3 things in life. Come on.
Basically queerness.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. It's our brand.
Big year for you.
Yeah. That 2019 is honestly a really big thing. Okay, hang on. How do I go from here? Well, okay. We're gonna blend a few things from my sort of professional academic part into this. So what happened was I got chatting to one of the social work interns that was working with the international students team.
Yeah.
And they were, they sort of had this idea there is actually no, at my university, there was no dedicated LGBTQIA plus support group for international students. So they came up with that idea with the green light from the international students team. They got the group running, so I'm a member of that, and it's been an interesting journey, to, I guess, be one of the only out people in that small group at the moment. We only have I think 15-ish people.
Yeah.
We're hoping to get more on, but yeah, to be on the other side, and in a support context as well.
Yeah.
Just listening, I guess, to those students, particularly those who come from countries mostly in Asia that do not condone or do not approve of homosexual relationships, and seeing them be very open about their journey and what they'd like to do here is very assuring. It means that I can sort of be there as an active support person, and in many ways, like we have some trans people in that group, so it's also a learning experience for basically all of us, how to be, better trans allies, and journeying with that. So there's that. But then we really ramp it up towards the end of the year. So I then got really involved with some of the events that happened at uni. Like there was a Purple Day campaign in August.
Yeah.
Did that. And then also attended my first Pride.
Right? Wow,
Yes.
it took so long to get there, but like...
This bitch.
I mean, I guess the rest of it was important too.
Hey, because it really does lead into that.
It does.
Because
I'm very much paying you out, but it does.
Yes, I know. Because had it not been, I guess, for that support group, I may not have been as brave enough to do all of these other things, even though I'm like out to everyone. I think that having had the privilege of being in that support group as someone who is already out, and is for all intents and purposes, a domestic student, but still, they're, like some people will say you're never truly Australian, but I will say I'm both and Australian and Asian. Like to have that privilege and to, be visible and trying to be more visible on my terms. So yeah, Pride March was marched under the we had like combined unis all had like a banner, and that was it was really hot that day. Marching through, for people that know Brizzy, the Brisbane Pride March happens in the middle of September, and we walk from the Valley to Newfound Park, which is about, I want to say about 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers, up and down hills. So just keep that in mind. And then you have like a massive crowd of people, marching. So that was a very eye-opening experience as well, just to see like all the different groups that were there at the march. And then I went into the Pride Fair day as well. Actually, yeah, and segues really well. I caught up with one of the, Brandon will know, I've nicknamed him for Hot Lawyer Daddy.
I'm upset that's not my nickname, so, whatever.
Well, you're not daddy yet, are you?
It's fine. No, it's whatever. It's whatever, Josh.
Also, you're not a lawyer yet.
No, it's whatever. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
So, yeah, bitch, don't get salty. I managed to meet up with Tim and his husband and his adorable son. His son is adorable. Like, legitimately, like, one of the most kind and attentive 4-year-olds that I have met in like the longest time.
The gays.
But, the gays. But yeah, Pride was fun. And that's basically that. I think if we're potentially projecting forward to 2020, probably going to do the same sort of stuff. And probably bring along a few of those, students next time when Pride March comes around, just so that they can also take part in the experience.
Heck yeah. Pride for all. Everyone deserves to see many shirtless men.
Yes. Dear Lord. Dear Lord.
I think this year was also a big year for you in terms of the theatre.
Uh-huh.
This is something that I don't share with you. This is like the one thing that we don't have.
This is where we
in common.
diverge.
But
yes, go on.
I mean, what are your honourable mentions?
About
Your honourable mention?
I know where we're going with this. At least I think I do. But before we get to that, I swear to God. So for people that have monitored my social media, and I know people have monitored my social media who also listen to this podcast, I went and watched the very wonderful Puffs, the play, no less than 3 times. Because
very normal.
I think that's normal. And I watched it on its very last show in Australia for the foreseeable future. And that was a wild experience. Mostly because going into that show, I didn't realize it was going to be the last ever Australian show. I thought it was going to be the last Brisbane show. But to my wonderful surprise, it was the last Australian show. And also managed to meet some of the wonderful actors that play some of those awesome characters that parody Harry Potter. That was actually really, really great. But now to get to Brandon's, I guess real intention is that this year I also had the privilege of going to watch Yank, which is a very gay musical based in the 1940s. Like gay, military, American. What more could you want? What else was there? I also went and watched Storm Boy, based on the book by Colin Teeley, and also Book of Mormon. But those 3 are very. See. He says that this is different, but we're almost back to the parallel in terms of where I know he wants to go with this. This bitch, I know this bitch real well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about, Brendan. So I can't name him properly.
Fair.
Because there are reasons.
I really shouldn't name anyone on my episodes.
No. Yeah. But hey, you did it. You did it twice. This bitch did it twice. Once, I think, by unintentional accident, but the second time he actually said, yeah, why not? We'll talk about him. But the thing that ties in Book of Mormon, Yank, and Storm Boy together is because I got to see those 3 with a friend of mine who I only really got to know in the last sort of 3 months he was here in Australia. Like, I mean, we were friends, but we didn't get to really know each other, and form this, really close relationship until the last, 3 months he was around. So, there's that. And, how do I articulate this? I guess it was in those sort of 3 months, I find, it really sort of solidified in my mind, yeah, this is this type of relationship that I'm having with this guy is sort of where I essentially want to be with someone that I want to be with for the rest of my life, if you can understand that. Because it was like a really, I would say, this is the like incredibly sappy romantic part of this, is that he made those theater, like when we went to go watch those shows, he named them dates. So he named them dates. I did not. I just went along with it. So that's where we get all sappy romantic. But also it kind of then ties into what's been happening over the last few, like in August and September. If you know, you know, shit hit the fan between this friend of mine and an asshole that we both know. And I was essentially caught in the middle of this, because I asked the other person, not, you know, the guy that I'm really close with, like, I asked this person if how they reacted was in any way directly related to this friend's sexuality.
Yeah.
This person said no, but over the coming weeks, like, I would hear things from other friends that said, oh, so and so called friend of mine like a psycho, and like, you know, having this disconnect in information really tells me more about this person than it does the friend that I know really well. And I, like, for better or for worse, I internalize that because, you know, I'm out, and my really close friend isn't. Like, how does that then justify what this person's done? And I've kind of reflected, like, in the weeks since, and just been like, this person, like, behaviorally is an asshole.
Yeah.
And, like, it's hard because, you know, they are in the same sphere of people that I mentor in terms of, like, student clubs, and, because the world in which, like, the friendships and the professionalism in the student club capacity are so intertwined, it's very hard for them, and even for me sometimes, to separate those two. So, yeah, it was really hard, like, you know, just imagine if you were my closest friend, you know, that guy, you know, not being here in Australia to defend yourself against what this asshole is saying about you, is really hard. And I, you know, bore the brunt of it. I internalized it. I, you know, vented to people that I knew would be able to help me through this, because it is basically homophobia what this asshole did.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the most it's the most irrational way of dealing with this situation, and it is essentially homophobia, and it took me by surprise. Because why would you do that to someone that was there for you, essentially, you know, for a significant amount of time? And, like, yeah, it essentially destroyed a majority of my impressions of this particular person. And it's unfortunate that it happened, but, and I was talking about this with, like, the student club people the other day. It's like, you know, it's unfortunate that it happened, but it happened, so we need to deal with it the best way we can, and that is learn from it and make sure this never happens again. Like, as someone that has been in student clubs for as long as I have, 7 years next year, trying to foster an environment in which, you're uplifting people, you're empowering people, these, student leaders, you want them to progress in, become better people and build those skills. To have something like this happen is disappointing because there's so much we could have done, but we hoped it would have been contained, and because it wasn't contained, well, we have really no choice but to, do what needs to be done now. That, like, August and September were really mentally draining, and emotionally draining. Even thinking about it right now is like, oh god. But like, Theatre Boy and I have, I guess, both moved on in our own ways, and like, out of the blue, they DM'd me, and I was like, hey, I saw the the posts that we had, and I'm just like, oh, I miss you. I'm like, oh, sappy romantic shit again. It kind of really did solidify like what my hopeful ideal relationship would be in the future if that was ever going to happen. So yeah. You happy, Brandon?
Satisfied.
Never unsatisfied.
Do you know what's really awkward? I really wasn't thinking about this. I was mostly thinking about Puff.
Puff is amazing. Puff is amazing. But
yeah. But like, as soon as you started hinting at it, I was like, oh yeah, that did happen this year.
Yeah. That did happen this year. That was, I think, and I don't want to say unexpected, but part of me has, like, reflecting on it, part of me wanted to have gotten to know this particular guy a lot earlier. Yeah. Because he was here for a year and a half. So he was here since January 2018, and it sucks not having that much time, like those 18 months or 19 months to have really gotten to know him better. But again, like, I only see it through context, and I only really met him through context, and it was those last 3 months that he was around that I really got to, know and listen to him, and it was like, and I did tell him that it's like, it sucks that we didn't have longer, but quantity over quality over quantity. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Can't relate to that sentence.
Bitch.
Yeah, no, it sucks that we didn't have longer, but it's great that we had the time we had. Nope, never.
I wonder what parallel I could be drawing this to.
None whatsoever.
You sure about that?
Literally none.
Well, we'll see.
As you know, our lives aren't all that parallel, We're like not even similar whatsoever.
Yeah, totes not twins. Totes not twins.
I think we've covered a lot of like very important, sort of like very deep, very like, substantively getting to know Josh over the past year. Mm-hmm. So I think to round out our episode, we should do something that is very shallow.
Oh god, where are we going?
Or at the least not substantive.
That deep.
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna crawl back out of the ocean.
We're gonna go not too deep, not with Grace Helbig.
Yes.
We watch a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
We watch a lot of the same things. I think even more importantly,
Yes.
And I think maybe one of the best ways to round out this episode is to talk about, like, good things, you know, happy things. So I want to talk about your favorite, you know, people, moments, whatever thing about some of the things that we watched in common.
Okay.
Right? I'll give you the entity. You give me your thing. We'll move on. It'll be rapid fire. We don't have to talk about it for too long. It'll be nice. It'll be sweet.
Unless we differ, in which case.
Yeah, in which case maybe.
and Lord knows we will be different.
So to start, this one might be pretty easy for you, but this year I watched a shit ton of MasterChef.
Ooh.
AKA, this is the only year in forever that I've watched a season of MasterChef. And if anyone doesn't know, Josh is like a MasterChef fiend. So
I don't know about fiend. There are people that are more fiendish than I am, but I am. How do we say this? Quite vocal about some things that happen on the show.
Yeah. So we'll go with your favorite thing, person, memory, moment to do with MasterChef. This past season.
Oh, this past season?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you say shallow?
We're doing a year roundabout.
Did you say
I think
shallow?
I know what you want to say if you're clarifying.
If we're going shallow, I think we can acknowledge that Derek Lau is holy shit. Bloody hell, mate. Asian Gaston. But overall, I would say this season, Ben. I mean, we talked about him on the main show. How can it not be Ben, right?
What do you mean? We talked about a lot of people on the main show.
We did, but we did talk about Ben more.
Yeah, but, like, to be fair, I think that's because he was, like, the most visually interesting of the season.
True.
By shirts alone.
Yes. Exclusively on if we're talking, like, shirts, Ben wins hands down.
Hands down. And he's an Adelaide boy, so, you know. He's a good one.
You have bias. and like I say, how the fuck have you not met him yet?
Because I don't set out on my life to meet him. That's like it's not my goal.
Oh dear.
It just isn't,
maybe,
you know.
Maybe 2020 things will be different.
Moving on, we also
Wait, you didn't say anything.
Ben's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was just agreement.
Okay.
Moving on. The Politician.
Yes.
Favorite thing, moment, scene, person, whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with favorite scene, and I'm going to say, the scene where, Peyton and River were playing the piano together.
Because
that was
adorable.
That was fucking adorable.
Oh, that's fucking adorable.
Like, ugh.
Oh, that was an adorable scene.
And them playing together.
Wow.
Oh, God
so
bless.
Right.
Did you think I was going to say the twins?
No.
Okay. Or David Cornsweet, but exclusively in The Politician?
Yeah, David Cornsweet, but only if you only ever see him in The Politician and not anything else. Not outside of it.
God.
No. My favorite sort of like person / character, I think, in The Politician, McAfee.
Yes.
Laura Dreyfus is like insane in The Politician.
Yes, that's true. That's
also,
very true.
A very big shout out to the entire wardrobing department in, like,
God bless.
Wardrobe,
Yes.
setting, it's all like so good in The Politician.
Yes.
It's like fucking insane. Insane.
It really is. Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Kim's Convenience, which
Ooh.
we did figure out was something that what came out this year and was watched while I was in the UK.
Yes. You know, totally like on Netflix. Like the moment it dropped on Netflix, I was just there. My favorite thing from this season,
Yeah.
or person,
Or person.
or
thing,
scene,
Or person. Or scene. Or thing. Just in general.
See, this is a tough thing because Kim's is an
good.
institution. It's so good.
It's so good.
It honestly is so good, and I don't know when I'm gonna drop this episode, but I'm pretty sure Kim's season 4 would be up and running already. Favorite thing from season 3, I think it's the fact that Shannon and Jong actually finally got together.
Amazing.
And Alejandro is an asshole.
How dare he?
How dare he?
What an attractive dickhead.
What else is there? I'm just also very here for the exploration of the hot yoga dude being bi.
Yes.
and actually hitting on Jong rather than using, I hate to say this, but using Janet to get to Jong.
Amazing.
What if Brandon, that was a real thing? We actually got bi representation. Oh,
Imagine.
God bless.
I had to be reminded of him, but I'm very much a fan of the hot yoga guy.
Yes.
Yes. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was very shallow. Moving on to Eastsiders. I know we had an SFD on it.
Yes.
But
yes. Favorite scene?
Favorite thing,
shit.
favorite person, favorite anything, Josh. It's just a favorite.
Tom and Cal, like that final scene.
Yeah, that's pretty
where
adorable.
They propose. That is very adorable. But also we have Adam Ramsey there, so you know, and Jake Choi actually.
Just anytime Adam Ramsey or Jake Choi is on the screen.
Whew. Just Mia.
Danny recently got his ear pierced, like his other ear pierced in the lobe.
So are you? Oh my god!
Like,
so you are actually
so slowly trying to work him into getting a dangly earring. Like it's not even a joke.
Brandon, what is your agenda with this?
To get him in a dangly earring because I think it's really hot.
Oh boy!
You cannot tell me that you weren't attracted to Adam Ramsey with a dangly earring.
That's true. But then I just fear like a scenario where that dangly earring gets ripped out of the...
No, it'll be fine.
Is it safer than a hoop?
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also watched The Good Place.
Yes. Well, half of The Good Place, and by the time this ep drops, probably all of The Good Place.
God bless The Good Place.
God bless. Favorite thing so far this, like of the 9 episodes that have dropped, Manny in a suit. Oh no, actually no, Manny in a suit tied with fucking shirtless Manny, like diving into a pool because. Holy fuck, right? Manny in a suit is like perpetually like, holy shit. But seeing shirtless Manny, like shiny and wet, fuck me dead, mate. And I'm sure a lot of people would say the same thing. Come on. So I assume you're agreeing with this.
Yes.
See?
Yes. That concludes my list. I feel like we watched
Wait.
more stuff, but I can't remember.
Did you watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes. Was this year 2?
Yes. And the final season is airing like right now as this episode drops. The proposal, oh my god.
Yes.
Like, that was just like, oh my god. But also the episode prior, because that is Patrick's coming out to his parents episode, and I fucking cried. I fucking cried. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh, shit. And it all stemmed from David just accidentally outing him. I'm like, oh my god.
It was so good.
Oh. We love, see, listeners, we love, like, the representation of what a healthy queer relationship is.
And they're so adorable.
Oh my god. And also, can I also say, character growth from none other than Alexis Rose.
Of course.
This woman has finally sort of gotten the idea of how to navigate a relationship in a productive way, because she's been with Ted for at least 3 seasons now.
Well, yeah, it's just a little bit of la Alexa.
that song is it a bop? Is it a banger? It fucking slaps.
That song fucking slaps.
Oh my god. But also the cabaret like episode as well as the finale.
It's sort of like, amazing, hey?
Sort of amazing, but honestly, the coming out episode followed by the hiking proposal. Oh my god.
What
David and Patrick. Fucking hell.
They're so cute.
They are adorable. We did watch more. God.
The final episode was not the proposal.
No. It was the
cabaret, right?
the last episode was cabaret. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's a good setup to what the foreshadowing is for season 6, which is wedding.
Heck yeah.
And like all the drama that happens with the wedding, and if Moira Rose is in charge of planning that wedding, so help me God. But what else? We definitely watch more.
See, that's the thing, we have, but I don't know what. I actually don't know if we have, because like my watching was very.
Let's go through this watch list.
Well, see, the problem was that I watched a lot while I was in the UK, and then didn't watch a lot when I came back. And then all of my watching in the UK was like completely separated from your watching.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I watched all of the US Drag Race, like all the seasons.
Yes, and that's when you got me.
I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I started on The Good Place, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you ever get round to watching UK Drag Race? Oh, nope. Interesting.
I don't care about it. It's like,
that's interesting.
Maybe next year when it's better.
I will say first season of UK Drag Race was actually pretty good.
I'm sure it was like okay.
I have heard from people that it is probably
there was a Queer Eye season
so far. Queer Eye season 4,
not the Japan one.
Yes,
because I still haven't watched it, to be honest. But the Queer Eye.
Oh, season, I have mixed feelings about the Japan miniseries.
To be honest, I feel so lazy saying this, but I can't watch it because it's subtitled. And like recently, whenever I've wanted to watch something, it's been while I've been completely tired.
So you just listen and
can't. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Season 4 Queer Eye. Best episode, I guess. Or best hero.
Best. I want to say the Chicana lady.
What?
The tale of the episode that is titled A Tale of Two Cultures.
Yeah, she was amazing. And
the fact that she really wants her daughter to embrace both of it. I'm just like, I am here for this. I need this. Like, it is so applicable to...
Amazing. She was so
God.
good.
God bless.
I don't remember that episode enough. I need to rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch that tonight.
That's when they gave her
I know.
her own office. Yeah, so it was like, oh my god. What else was there?
There was the disabled but not really guy.
Oh, him, yes.
And I think that was like, he was really great. And then also this episode like really showcased Bobby.
Bobby's episode.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
God
there was
bless.
there was the Without Further Ado episode. JVN's
The
old high
teacher?
school.
Yes.
Such a good season with some shitty episodes.
There are some episodes there that
Bad episodes.
that I'm not here for entirely, just because we are now like really leaning into constructed reality television.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but you know, it's Netflix, and Netflix is never perfect. It will, and we've said this on the show, it will literally throw money at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
You know, there's good and there's not so good. I am just happy we are now, you know, having, like, particularly for Queer Eye, people with different accessibility requirements and different, like, that episode where Bobby really shines in terms of making everything accessible to the hero is just amazing.
So good.
So good. What else is there?
I honestly do not think I watched anything else this year.
Did you watch the new season of £1 Million Menu?
Did you watch Bonding?
I watched Bonding. It was interesting.
I liked it.
I mean, okay, from a perspective of empowerment and self-agency, yes, definitely this is like a whole journey into that. But then also we have the wildness of particularly, I believe, the last episode where they straight up murder the guy that was gonna murder them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. What else? We need to resync our
did you watch
watch
Special?
lists. Yes, I did watch Special. Oh, that was for me, that was actually, that was a really good, like,
It was good, right?
series. Yes.
Wow, there
And
was some like really like short Netflix series that came out this year.
There were, but they're like, you know, short but
Good.
sweet. What else is there?
Did you watch Umbrella Academy?
I only watched. Oh, I think I can actually check that. I did not finish it.
Wow.
I think I got up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only got up to episode 4.
Wow.
I think it kind of fell off my viewing schedule, mostly because of uni, and I haven't really had the urge of returning to it.
But Klaus is so good.
Klaus, but also I'm very much here for Justin Min. Ben. I'm very here for Ben.
Yes. I think yes.
You think, yes. What else is there?
That's literally all I watched this year. Okay,
There's-
that's sort of a lie. I watched some like really bad TV.
Oh god. Well, MasterChef I can include in that list. Did you ever watch Bake Off while you were in the UK?
Nope.
Tis a shame
Yeah.
because this season was really good. What else is
That is
there?
literally the end of my list. That's all I've watched.
You didn't watch Always Be My Maybe?
Nope.
Ah. I don't know if there's anything else that you might have. I think that might be it. We need to
That's
resync, we need to resync our watch lists, I think.
Yeah, we need to suss
That's
that
what
out.
needs to happen. Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, I think that was quite a good chat that we've had. Something winding up the episode, yada yada yada. Hope you enjoyed it. Socials at Great Mates Podcast, Instagram and Twitter, and then
yes,
find our show, the Let's Get Deeper, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, and then also our other main show, Great Mates Podcast, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And also we do Spoilers for Days, and at the time of recording, one went up recently, which means that probably by the time this gets released, one got released last month. I don't know if we're planning on any more between then.
Oh, there are more. There are more, and
more.
Maybe by the time this episode drops, we will be planning on doing a Kim spoiler cast, and also a Schitt's Creek spoiler cast. Sneaky previews. But I think by the time this comes out, there will have been one that does not involve anyone else from the main show of Great Mates.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's a very special one, and I think also with this, maybe, with this season of, this volume of Let's Get Deeper, maybe there will be something. I don't know.
No.
Maybe there will be a special.
Don't be ridiculous. There's definitely nothing special coming up after this on the feed. Don't be ridiculous, Josh. Definitely nothing. Really exciting coming up.
Maybe it would have dropped.
There was definitely no foreshadowing in this episode.
This bitch. I'm gonna have to censor whatever it is from the last one. Brandon, what are your socials? As of right now. No
catch me on the Instagram brndn.le and the Twitter brndnle without the dot. Instagram hates periods. Josh, where are you at?
Twitter hates periods.
Twitter hates periods. Josh, where are you at?
You can find me both on Instagram and Twitter as Abang Pinoy. And yeah, is that it?
I think that's it.
See,
did we get everything?
See, hang on.
It's hard to tell because I did say it like that, but
I think, yeah, you hit everything.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Hang on. Rating and review.
No, don't read
it. If you're so inclined, share us to your friends. If you're also so inclined, what else is there? No, I think that's it.
Woo! I somehow got it all.
Well done.
Anyways,
God.
It's been good chatting. It's been good having people listen to us. Fingers crossed. So I guess it's time to say bye.
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 Bye.